Alright, ladies and gentlemen, as we load into the session, welcome back to Inters Racing League. This time, Tier 2, brand new start of a new season, round 1 at Bahrain. Scotty here with you to bring you all the action, this time for Tier 2. And beside me, I'm joined by Powers. Powers, how are you?
I'm great, mate. How are you?
Yeah, really good. Fascinating race we had last night for Tier 3, opening race of the season. And obviously you scoring the first pole position, but unfortunately you had a little bit of an incident on lap one, which meant I believe Deadly Fuller won the first round, and he is in the Haas if I'm not mistaken. So yes, it is in the Haas. So Haas gets the win in the opening race. So we'll see if they can go back to back with either of their drivers. But in saying that, I'm having a look at the side of my screen. I can see Gordo. I think we're just waiting on the second driver to come in. Got to get
Should be
used.
Myrtle, I believe.
Yeah, Mertz, which I think talking to a couple of the drivers beforehand, he's going to join mid-session, so we should have all 20. Just waiting for Bompton as well. So 2 full grids to start. How'd you find the track last night? Found your way. Nice job recovering from yourself, but how'd you find driving the track on this new game?
I mean, there's some parts of the track where you can, if you don't get it right, can be very costly. Like coming down towards the hairpin, if you touch the curb on the outside, coming down, you can lose the rears a little bit. But other than that, the majority of the track was pretty smooth, to be honest.
Yeah, it's saw a few times if you guys having spins with a couple of these curbs as well, so definitely got to be something that the drivers will definitely have to watch out for over the course of the 29 laps plus the 15 minutes left in quali that we do have. As we're currently following Broseph, who's just about to start his first lap and the first lap of Tier 2 for this season. So, do you want to take us through a lap with the Ferrari TP?
Indeed, I can. So he comes around the last corner now. He's coming down towards the line. He gets that rear wing open of that Ferrari now as he starts his lap. Coming down into turn one now as he gets the car down into second gear. Coming through turn two, quickly up into third into fourth. Through now, the rear wing back open. Getting it nice and smoothly on the brakes there, down into third as he comes up towards the first sector marker now. Having a nice lap there, 29.1 on the board there for Broseph as he coming up now down towards turn 11, I believe that is. He's coming now down towards the hairpin, down into second, very nice. On the throttle there, the rear wing is back open now from that Ferrari. Coming up to turn number 11 now as he comes up the hill to turn 13, 12 and 13. He comes through the second split marker to 1080 on the board as he gets through turn 13, now down the back straight. It's a very nice lap put together here so far by Broseph as he's coming down around turn 14 and 15 now down towards the line. He goes full flat out on the throttle as the rear wing opens. It's going to be a 30.3 there for Broseph. He puts himself up into P4.
Yeah, so not a bad lap from Broseph. Kept it clean. Obviously, he'll have some more time into it. As we try and find, I think, one of the McLarens, Mercy, goes into P5. Gordo is our first retirement of the session because he binned it out of turn 4 just before we started that hot lap with Broseph. So, great start for the Haas TP. So I did say, can Haas go back to back, but Gordo's going to have to do it from the rear of the field as Sam crosses the line. No, Sam's just coming. No, he's crossing the line. He's just getting out of the way for one of the Astons. But yeah, Sam in the Williams in P6 Blue Dog. Just crossing the line, he goes P12. So we might run through while we're waiting for these guys to just finish their first flying laps of the teams and the members that we have got. So we'll start with the Mercedes. We've got Horace currently in the pits. Obviously, a name very recognisable. He's been around quite a while. He was in when I first started league racing a few years ago, as well as Bompton. Bompton had a fair championship challenge in Tier 3 last season, but unfortunately just losing out to Verk. So it'd be interesting to see. That seems like a strong Mercedes team. As we go next with the Red Bulls, which happens to be my team. So hoping these guys go very well. The Battle Cat and Kaio. So Battle Cat's always been consistent, and a couple of the socials I've commentated over his races. He's looked strong, and Kai, we know he's got pace. Probably maybe a little bit of inconsistencies, but yeah, he should be coming on quite nicely throughout the season if you can keep it clean. And I think that's what we're looking for, Powers, at least in these opening, say, first 4 races. You just need to bring it home, score some points, as a lot of the drivers still not quite used to, say, racecraft on this game.
Yeah, 100%. It's all about getting those clean moments in the races and everything. It can be hard for some drivers, trying to say it, but hopefully throughout the season they can gradually improve, and we can see some nice clean racing from some of these races in the season.
Exactly right, Greta. Yeah, you're definitely quick. 29-1, provisional pole by 6/10. Battle Cat's crossing the line. He goes top 7, so he finds himself a nice banker lap for the Red Bull driver. Next on our list, we got the 2 Ferraris. So as I said, Broseph. We followed him in P8, and then we've got Marty B in P11. So that'd be a very good team. Obviously the comms team, let's say. So that's Ferrari. McLaren. We got Paralozzi and Mercy. I think that's probably one of the higher favourites in terms of a team. Very strong in terms of Mercy. Obviously, he just missed out on the Tier 2 championship last season, and we know what pace Paralozzi can have, so it'd be hard to go past McLaren at this, at least early stage.
Yeah. Aussie showed some very rapid pace last season, so it's definitely looking at continuing that pace into this season. Sitting P3 nicely at the moment.
As we then go to Alpine, Medi and A-Dog. Where are they currently sitting as I have a quick look? A-Dog sitting in 14th, and the other Alpine and Medi, obviously he's got a good banker in 29.7, so that's going to be a strong one. Medi showed great speed. I think he took a couple of wins last season. I could be wrong, but yeah, he's looking.
Yeah, he definitely did.
Yeah, exactly right. AlphaTauri. Next was Lane Santa. He's currently in P10. He was Tier 4, so he sort of jumped up 2 tiers. Obviously, we've been reduced down to 3 tiers, but he's jumped up into Tier 2. He was quite dominant in Tier 4. But yeah, we'll see how we'll go with the big boys there. And he's got, have a look, Izzo Skits in P7. So Izzo just leading that way. Won a little bit just in the opening lap of quali with just under 9 minutes left to go in the session. As we've got Coolboy just starting his next run. Yes, he is. He's burning. So we'll follow Coolboy on his lap. Coolboy shown a fair amount of pace on this new game. Obviously, sort of had a bit of a miserable season last season, to put it mildly, but showing some good pace is Coolboy. So if you can sort of hone his racecraft a little bit, obviously Karama took Coolboy on. Oh, and he has a big slide, off that curb, and that's sort of the one of the things you mentioned earlier. Just got to be a little bit careful with the curbs, as he has another slide out of turn 10, I believe. The tough downhill left-hander. as Kyo, he's binded as well, and he's going to be starting last. So Kyo, trade week starts in round 3, so you're going to have to show a little bit, otherwise I'm giving you the boot. But unfortunately, Kyo, he's the second man to DNF, so we're down to 18.
But it looks like he's DNF'd in the pit lane there.
No, he binned it at down the hill where Kyo did, as we're on board with Shadow, just on the right hand side on the screen. So he somehow maybe had an issue off one of the curbs, and that sent him into the wall, unfortunately. But as I said, I think even though we have had the game for, well, it feels like about a month now, still got to learn. Kyo obviously learning his new setup, his new wheel, so he's going to take a little bit of time to get used to it, and he just needs to just chuck laps in. So watch for Kyo to be stronger later on in the season.
I mean, as we all know, quality's not where it matters. It's not where the points come. It's what you can do in the race that really matters the most.
Yeah, exactly right. As Broseph has set a purple middle sector, he's currently up by 2/10.
Goes up in a P2 as well, in that AlphaTauri.
Yeah, he's looking strong. Obviously, he might have been a little bit too quick for Tier 4 last season, but he's showing some good pace at the moment. Gredo's still leading the way by about 6/10. As Broseph, he crosses the line. He jumps up into he stays P13 actually. I thought he was going to move up a little bit, a little further back than what I thought. Izzo's just starting one. Battlecat's in.
Your top 13 though, first to 13 all within a second of each other as well at the moment.
Yeah, which is good to see. And like if you take Greedo out of it, it's 3/10 but covering P2 to P13. So it's nothing at all. As Cool Boy, he goes into P2 29 Sport. So that's the pace he had a better lap that time round. And
yeah. Was an Alpine around as I was just on board with Broseph as well.
All Medi out of turn 8 too. So we did see a few of the guys lose it in the race last night at turn 8. Just maybe a little bit too heavy on the accelerated pedal. Or it might have been the curb. But yeah, Medi, he's got a front wing change coming up shortly for him.
He's got no wing at all.
So he's going to have to abandon this lap and get that changed. He's got 5 minutes left to go in the session, so he'll be able to come back in. As I'll go on board with Shadow. Shadow was looking strong when we had the race, the social race around here, I think a couple of weeks ago. So obviously he's a reserve tonight for Alfa Romeo. So where can he move it?
30.5 he stays. Improves by 1.5 tenths and stays P15.
Yeah, that's not too bad. Shadow had good race pace. I think he started further down in quali from that social from memory as well, but he had good race pace, so not completely over for him just yet, as we've got Bompton, I think, coming to start his next lap. Medi's got the damage. Cool Boy will be coming in. What about Sam? How's he going? He goes into P3. Nice lap from Sam.
He's huge there.
Still a little
Williams driver. That's good to see.
Yeah, obviously good for you. I think he's still a little bit hurt that I didn't pick him, but I think he was gone by the time we got to my pick from memory. So can't exactly blame me there. But yeah, Sam, P3, obviously looking good. Obviously Williams. So we've got an Aston Martin, Alfa Romeo, a Williams, an AlphaTauri, an Alpine, a McLaren, a Ferrari, and a Merc. So top 8 places are all 8 different teams. Yeah, 8 different teams. Yeah, and Battlecat, 9 out of 10. 9 out of 10. There's a double McLaren.
It's 9 teams. And Botman's retired as well as Sam's about to come up team as well.
And he's done that on track too. So how's he done that?
Looks like he might have lost. I don't know how he's ended up over there.
Because that curve, I don't think that curve's particularly high in terms of just bottom. Because I know some of these curves now can bottom your car out and you sort of just ride on the curb, so I don't think that curve was particularly high, but that's what I'm thinking. It may have happened that he's just hit the wall to the right or just tried to correct an oversteer moment. But yeah, Bompton, he's only going to start P8, surprisingly.
Maybe even worse.
Yeah, well, with how close this midfield is, yeah, I have a feeling that he may actually lose quite a few spots.
I mean, if you look at the two drivers behind him, there's only like less than 0.101 between them, and there's 0.001 between Mercy and Cat behind him there. So they've only got to find less than half a tenth.
Yeah, exactly right. As we're going to follow Blue Dog. I think he is burning. No, he's not. So he's probably going to come in. It's going to be tight on top. I know he's burning,
Myrtle
sorry.
is coming around the corner to start a flying lap as well now.
Yep. So we'll keep an eye on.
Myrtle's crossing right now.
Yep. So we'll keep an eye on him. So obviously, as we follow Blue Dog, so Gordo and Mertz are your Haas team this season in Tier 2. Cool Boy obviously is...
Oh, massive moment from Myrtle out of turn 1.
He's
in the gravel.
Yeah. Unlucky for him. I think he's got enough time to come around. Yeah, 2 minutes left to go. He'll have enough time to clean those tyres. As I quickly switch back to Blue Dog. He's crossing the line. Can he improve? He finds 1.1 seconds, but stays P18. Harasses just to start his final one. Nato Bien as well. Obviously, he's full-time Aston Martin this season, so we'll see how he goes. We have an Alpine starting there, so let's be the first one. As we've got a bit of confuffle in the middle sector, just trying to find some space. As I try and find the first one, I think you might be right that it might be, it was going to be Merch, but until he had that big moment out of turn 3. Well, a bit of a slide through that particular corner for Greedo. So he's about ready to do his next lap.
I don't even think Greedo would need to do a lap. Greedo, I think he's got pole. Yeah, just that first lap he put there.
Yeah, unless there's a little bit more time on the board for him, or if he's not quite confident with track improvements. Izos gets in P11, he's up by a tenth and a half as he comes through the last sector. Housey, how are you, mate? Good to hear from you as always. As we watch Izzo take the final couple of corners. It's pretty much only one corner, but it's counted as 2 corners, 14 and 15, but he has backed off as well, interestingly enough. So I thought he would have he was up on his time, so he's obviously made a bit of an error, but we'll keep it as is. We'll watch Nato Bien, who crosses the line. Harass moves up into P14. Nato Bien goes into the top 4, so second row for him, but there's going to be a lot of changes in these last few positions. Medi goes up into P2. Mercy stays P10. I'm going to watch the AlphaTauri of Elaine Santa, because he was looking quick as we got one of the Alpines about to cross the line, I believe. A-Dog stays P17. But the AlphaTauri of Elaine Santa, he looked quick. Can he get back up to the top? Goes into P3. Nice lap from him. What about Cool Boy? Can he get back up onto that front row? DRS crosses the line. Goes P2. Just behind Greedo. And Greedo's just coming down, and he's not currently up on his time. So I'll quickly switch.
He's coming down to the line now. He's gonna stay P7.
I think he lost a little bit of time. Greedo did go purple. Marty goes P8. Now we've got the Haas.
Coming to the line now. He's
stays 15th. Now the Red Bull of Battle Cat. He's down on his time.
He's going to stay P11.
Shadow, what can you do?
Shadow's up by 2 tenths.
Moves up a couple of spots.
To P14.
Yeah, exactly right. As
Harass coming around next.
He's done. It's going to be the Wombs of Sam. He's up slightly. And goes in P3. Yeah, exactly right. And I think that is going to be it. Yes.
Yep, that will be it.
So, Greedo, you were right. I let him to do that one lap, but it got close in the end. Cool Boy finds himself on the front row. Sam, great lap in the end in P3. Medi, P4. Elaine Santa, P5. Nato Bien, P6. Peril, Aussie P7, Marty P8. Bompton crashing out midway through that session, P9, and Mercy rounds out the top 10. Must have invalidated or had a mistake on his last run. So, tightened up at the end, especially up the top. 3/10 covering, I believe, the top 6. So, but Greedo, he takes Aston Martin's first pole of the season. So it was you last night. It's Greedo tonight. We'll see if he can have a little bit more luck off the line. Obviously, these boys have been told no formation lap due to the glitch.
Yeah, that was something I didn't realise yesterday, so I started weaving off the line, not realising there's no formation lap.
Exactly right. So as we have a look at the rest of the field, Battle Cat just outside the top 10 in at P11, Izzo P12, Broseph P13, Shadow 14th, Faras 15th, Mert 16th, A-Dog 17th, Blue Dog in 18th, Gordo and Kai will be on the last row of the grid, with both of them actually crashing out nearly at the same spot out of 4 and 5. So, yeah, great job from you, cool boy. Obviously, no pressure with you being on the front row in a while. Haven't been on the front row for a while, so as I said, it's just about finishing these first few rounds. Just find out who you're racing over the course of the season. No stupid mistakes. 20 race championship. You can't win it from here, but you can definitely be on the back step going into round 2.
100%.
So, tyre strategy, as we'll have to have a quick chat about it now due to no formation lap. What are you thinking? Medium hards, hard mediums? What do you reckon?
Well, I found medium hards was the best strategy in practice. I didn't really get to use that strategy in my race, but the hards seemed to really start to kick in around lap 3 for me when I put them on lap 1, and they managed to go a fair while. So I'd say probably medium hards is the preferred strategy here tonight, or hards mediums. Yeah, softs, you could definitely see some softs come into play, because softs are always a good tyre choice here around Bahrain, but
exactly right. As we have got
happens.
all 5 lights on, and we are underway. Cool boy, he hasn't got off the line right as Greedo leads Sam. Lane Sanders moved up a few spots off the grid. As can we get through turn 1 cleanly, as Cool Boy nearly hits one of the cars in front, but we are good for the time being. Cool Boy still in P5, but completely missed the start, and we're still all facing the right way as A-Dog loses a spot going into turn 4 for the first time, and Cool Boy and... No, so not Cool Boy, that was Izzo and Bompton getting fairly close together as we make our way through the tight middle section now. Greedo got a little bit of a lead. So, and the Haas has nearly come together, Mertz and Gordo. Gordo sends the move down the inside. Gordo already moved up about 7 positions. He did start on the back row. So he's got a lot of speed as he tries to go around the outside of his teammate. Last thing he wants is to make contact, but we are all still making our way through nice and cleanly until we've got a Mercy. He's out. So this is going to be a virtual. So caught a couple of the guys out last night, turn 10, and unfortunately Mercy a little bit too hot on the pedal there, and he bins it into the wall, and he's out. First retirement of Tier 2.
So very unfortunate there for that McLaren driver. McLaren have been probably the strongest team in Tier 2 looking into this. Mercy probably one of the favourites in Tier 2, but out on lap 1.
Yeah, and as we can see with the positions gained, Sam and Lane Santa obviously got the jump on Cool Boy and Medi. And as we said before, Mertz and Gordo, so both Haas's got a really good jump. Battle Cat lost 2, Shadow lost 2, Kai's up 3. So a bit of movement in the midfield. Greedo, he led the way. Sort of helped with Cool Boy non-start that he pretty much had turn 1 all by himself. As we have a look at the tyre strategy, and Greedo even did that on the hards too. A lot of the guys go on the medium tyres in the midfield, as we've got both passes. Got to be a little bit careful. Don't really want to give each other a penalty, but they've sorted themselves out as we have gone back to green flag racing, and everybody managed to get within the delta, so no drive-through penalties, which is very good to see. I think we did see that last night, unfortunately, with VSC, that someone copped a penalty, but we are back green. Greedo from Elaine Sander, who's right on the back of the Williams. So, great start.
Two Hasses are really going at each other right now. Gordo's trying to get past it. Myrtle's just going defensive. Gordo's lost a bit of time there trying to get past his teammate.
Yeah, obviously, Gordo's probably wanting, I don't know if they're in the same chat or not, but probably with the team principal privileges, probably wanting team orders and calling it out on track. But he's going to get close, and the last thing he wants is for these two to take each other out.
Yeah, 100%. That's how you get the sack, really, especially battling with your TP and taking each other out if that was the case.
Yeah, Greedo sits faster lap than Cool Boy, just with the way that the VSC,
and Gordo now going for the move on his teammate, and he gets past. Oh no, Myrtle looks to be. Oh no, he's letting off the throttle there. Myrtle lets him through. He's
sort of got to be a little bit careful. He's
sending it back down the inside.
Oh, this is the last thing that you want.
Alan Sander's around.
Oh no, he was running P3 too, so unfortunately that sent him, he's lost about 12 spots. Cool Boy, I think it must have been contact with Cool Boy, because Cool Boy's dropped down to P9. They were close together, so has there been contact between those two? And it's
essentially there. We had just missed that if there was.
Yeah, and he's now caught up into this Haas battle that we've been watching. And that's a bit of a dive bomb from, I won't say dive bomb, but a little bit of a rear to front contact, as Bompton, he's had an issue out of turn 8. So he's dropped about 5 spots but managed to keep it out of the wall. So the guys just going as we got a Red Bull and a Ferrari going super wide. That was Broseph, and I think Battlecat as well. So top 2 have cleared out, and you got a big pack here as you got, I think, one of the Williams of Blue Dog trying to send the move down. The Ferrari is that Ferrari got front wing damage? Not 100% sure, but he's just lost a lot of positions. There's plenty of battles on track, not exactly sure where to look, but Greedo and Sam, they're sort of making their way from P3. And then you can see this cluster all sort of battling for the lower end of the points. As we've got Kaio, he's moved up a couple more positions. He had a look at Shadow, but decides to back out of it. He's going to try and get a better line through turns 2 and 3. Not quite anything happening, but we'll head back up to Izzo. And Haas, Gordo goes down the inside of Cool Boy. Still side by side. Cool Boy got the better traction off 4 though, so he keeps P8. Oh, and that was Izzo having a big moment coming down the hill off turn 7. So these guys battling are just letting the guys ahead. They've got to sort of work themselves out just a little bit. We still got 25 laps, as that was Battlecat going super wide, and he lost a position to Mertz and nearly losing it to Bompton as well. As we are lap 4, so DRS is now activated. 3 DRS zones on this particular circuit. So plenty of chances to get an overtake done. As a super wide from
Cool Boy's a little wide there as I was on board with Gordo.
We didn't see a lot of penalties last night, but you still got to be a little bit careful, as Bompton got the run out of that particular corner and jumps the Battlecat, and he'll still be close enough to Mertz in front to get DRS. As I'll quickly switch up, because we've got 2x2 coming down the front straight. Nato gets past Medi, and does Aussie and Marty B. Marty down the inside, and goes around the outside of turn 3. Lovely move done from the Ferrari up into P5.
Cool Boy's had a massive moment there. And so's Gordo. They're all having massive moments coming out of turn 2 there.
Yeah, no front wings or no damage at the moment, but Battlecat, was there slight contact with the Haas? Not 100% sure. He got past Bompton, but now Bompton had a better run through turn 4 and gets the position back. So these positions are just changing all the time as we come down the hill to the hairpin at turn 8. And again, the 2 Haases are side by side. And I think that was Mertz who stays in front. He
I'm
does.
just on board with this battle for first at the moment, is Scotty. There's only 2 tenths in them at the moment. Sam is right up the back of Guido.
Yeah, I'm going to try and keep a watch of that. Cool Boy goes down the inside of Izzo, but goes a little bit deep. And then Izzo and Cool Boy's had a spin. Does he keep it out of the wall? He does. So he's going to have to flick spin it. Just be careful about the rejoin. And he does that. But that's super unlucky. He had good form or good pace. But as you said, I'll switch back to the battle up the front. So Sam, DRS. Is this the point in time that he sends a move down? Gredo's got good speed, but then you can see the straight line speed kicking in as we go side by side into turn 1. Sam's got the inside move, but Gredo's got enough overlap as he cuts the corner. They both survive, but I'm pretty sure that's a warning for Gredo. Pretty sure Sam left him enough space. I think Gredo just had a little bit of a moment trying to switch from the right to the left, but Sam takes the lead. And I'm going to quickly switch.
Go on, Williams.
Yeah, exactly right. Williams leading the way as I'm switching back to this, I'd say a little bit of a nasty pack down here. These guys are constantly fighting. So Mertz is leading the way. Sorry, Bompton is leading the way. So he's actually got past a few of these cars and actually sort of skipped off down the road a little bit. Obviously on the medium tyres, Mertz sort of, that's why he slows on the hard tyres. But Battlecat on the mediums, Haras, Kai and Blue Dog, they're sort of all in this train. Oh, and that's a spin from Kai. That was Blue Dog, unfortunately. He just went in a little bit too deep, and that spins Kai around. Did Kai keep it out of the wall? Hopefully he did. But yeah, Kai won't be too happy about that, and to be honest, neither am I. So, you want to tell your teammate, Powers, to not punt me drivers, please? That'd be fantastic. Got to quickly switch it back up to the front though, because Gredo wants his first place back, and I think this is going to be easily done. Yeah, 100%. And it wasn't even side by side, so Gredo's definitely got a little, I think, running a little bit less downforce, and that's helping him as Medi and Marty B go side by side, and Medi gets the position up into P4. So I think Marty might have gotten that position for P4, but got it. But Medi gets it back as we've got Battlecat fighting with Mertz, and Battlecat finally getting past the Haas on those medium tyres.
Yeah.
So constantly changing as we have a look at this battle. This battle for P4 is actually heating up. NATO sort of cleared himself from this little battle. So
double podium for Aston Martin at the moment. Aston Martin looking very, very strong here in Tier 2.
Oh, I think someone's had an issue. That was Cool Boy, I believe, but he's still facing the right way. Kyo's, he's had a spin.
Oh, Marty's going for a move down the inside as we speak here.
As we still go side by side. We'll get a bit of a better switch back, but that's not quite going to be on. As we go on board with PRL Aussie, he'll have a good view of this, and anything that happens between these two, he can easily gain a couple of positions. As we round to the last corner.
And Sam going for the move down the inside again to take that P1 back. They're wheel to wheel into turn 1 here.
Getting close, Gredo's got more overlap and he takes the corner better there.
Touching wheels a fair quite a bit there.
As Marty holds on
to
P4.
Looking for the move back on him again. Nothing comes of that battle there.
Yeah, so they stay the same. Plenty of battles throughout the entire grid. At the moment, we've only lost one car, which was Mercy on the opening lap. This battle in the midfield sort of spread out just a little bit, but we've got the Battle Cat still leading Mertz for us, Blue Dog, Lane Santa. Obviously, he had a spin early on. He was running in the top 3. So, lap 8. We should see the medium runners go as we had a big slide from Bompton there. As Kyo, unfortunately... Yeah, he's had another spin, unfortunately. So just be a little bit of frustration after sort of getting involved in an incident that wasn't his own. I think Coolboy's had a moment out of 7 as well, so he's just losing more time. So
A lot of people having moments here at the moment.
yeah, I think it's just frustration as well. A couple of these boys were running quite high on the leaderboard and up front, and unfortunately having an incident sending him back down the pack as Coolboy. It's just got to sort of pull his tyres down. And race is not over. Obviously, we can get a safety car.
I've just watched Blue Dog go around from Alan Sanders' view.
And that's going to be a safety
I've
car.
just got it. I was on board with Alan as Blue Dog had a complete moment out of turn 13 there, and he's completely put it into a wall there.
I didn't even get my chance to
Get the drive through.
Gordo
gets a drive through. Gordo and Sam with drive throughs here.
Oh, Sam got a drive through as well. No, Sam.
Yeah.
And this is the worst possible time because you can make those hards go to the end. But Sam picking up a drive through. Oh, that's unlucky. He'd have to come in. He's going to come in and change his tyres. And unfortunately, he's going to find himself right down the end of this field. But I was about to say, Kaio and Coolboy, don't give up because there's going to be a safety car. I didn't even get a chance. I was about to open my mouth to say that when Blue Dog had his moment out of turn 13. But we are under safety car, so we'll just wait until the drivers make their pit stops and we'll let you know where the field will feed out. Sam obviously didn't box because I think he was just at the point of pit lane exit. Entry, I should say, so he didn't come in where Angretto missed it as well. So I'd imagine the hard runners would stay out because it's a long way to take 20 lap old mediums. We didn't see anybody get anywhere close to that number last night. So we're going to have a restart. First safety car as well for the season. We actually kept it clean in Tier 1. So first safety car.
Tier 3,
sorry.
Tier 3.
Tier 3. I'm going to have to get used to the
It wasn't even a virtual last night either. It kind of picks up a drive through as well.
We're under safety car, fellas. Come on.
Yeah, because it wasn't even a virtual safety car last night either. It was just green the entire race.
Yeah. So Sam comes in. He's going to chuck on the hard compound tyres. So he should come out. First, should come out in front of Marty. Because they would have all been under a Delta.
It looks like he's going to come out P4 here.
Yeah, P4. Unfortunately, it's not going to stay P4 because he's got his drive through to serve. Yeah. So that's going to be about a 15 to 18 second time loss. So he'll probably stay out for a couple of laps leading the way, or just behind the 3 hard runners, and then he'll come in and box, but have a bit of clear air. So yeah,
But he should get out. He'll get out in front of Gritto and Nato and Harass when they end up pitting, because their pit stops will be a bit longer than his drive through.
Yeah, exactly right. And this sort of hasn't quite worked. It's worked well for the medium runners because it's going a little bit longer on the hards than what they would have gone, but it's still possible to get the hards home from here. So they're sort of in an awkward, they had to stay out. They were in an awkward position unless you were going to make it a 2-stop, which I don't think you really want to. So, but I think everyone's going to catch up. So we will go position changes at the moment. Obviously Harass, A-Dog up 12 apiece. Obviously not quite stopped. There's your pit stops. So Sam will be the first one that has made a stop. But once he comes in for his drive-through, it will actually be Marty that leads the way. So could we see a Ferrari win? He's in that, obviously, fight with Medi and Aussie. So he's going to have to work hard, but he's in the best position at the moment, those 3 boys.
Yeah, 100%.
So top 3 have yet to stop. We should see the safety car come in at the end of this lap. But some good battles so far in the 11 laps that we have seen. Obviously, the favourite moves are down at turn 1. A couple of side-by-side moves through turn 4. A couple of cheeky moves down at turn 8 as well, the hairpin down the hill. before just before the next left-hand downhill for turn 10 and the back straight. But who you sort of feeling? Obviously, we're not even halfway distance, but obviously the Aston's looking very strong, but they've still got a pit.
Yeah, I don't know. Like you mentioned, Marty, Medi, and Aussie, they're all looking quite strong. They'll be your top three once there's hard runners and Sam pitting for their drive-through and pits. I mean, they're all looking quite strong. They've been looking strong, battling it out for that P4 spot the entire race. So definitely keeping an eye on them is probably going to be our best option there.
Yeah, exactly right. As the rest of the field has caught up, so we should go green this time by. But yeah, it'd be interesting to see how these guys, these top three go. Haras sort of benefited quite a bit because he jumped a lot of the mediums that had box. So we'll see how his pace is following the top two instead of sort of being stuck in that midfield battle. But yeah, it's going to be interesting how they sort of adjust their strategy in terms of when do they stop for a set of medium tyres, and will they actually have the pace to get through this field on guys sort of having somewhat worn hard tyres. Not 100% sure, but we'll find that out in the last 17 laps of this race.
I'm on board with Harass at the moment.
Yeah, so he'll be a good benefit. Long toe down to turn 1. When does Greedo go? That's the question. He's gone early. He's gone before the corner, and it's caught his teammate out as Coolboy gets a 5-second time penalty with a collision with Bompton. And Coolboy didn't actually pit that under that safety car, so he's going to be in the next couple of laps. And Bompton, luckily enough, not getting a 5.
Caught them napping.
Yeah, I was going to say he left his teammate for
Sam
dead.
Down the inside of both of them. Sam just down the inside of.
Yeah, that was an aggressive move. Yeah, and he has to let Haras back through, so I don't know if it was a missed braking point, but yeah, obviously not quite working. I think it'd be a little bit of frustration due to his drive-through, but he's got to be a little bit careful. Doesn't want to be picking up early licence points with this long season, as he's now got A-Dog right behind him. Obviously, Marty, he's probably the best one in the top 6 at the moment, but Medi's following him through Izzo as well. Izzo sort of having a little bit of a slide through turn 6 as Marty gets past A-Dog. Obviously, the 8 laps...
A-Dog had a little moment. Oh, and Medi sent it down the inside of his teammate.
I think so luckily there wasn't a bit of a collision, but obviously Medi's trying to stick with Marty for this, because this could be the battle for the win, as Izzy and Medi going side by side up the hill to the right-hander of turn 12 and the braking zone of turn 13. Izzo manages to hold it, so he moves up into P6, and I'd say pretty much a net P2 at this point in time, as Marty gets past Haras, so another move that he needed to get done. As Greedo, 2.5 second lead. If he can keep this pace up, he won't have too much ground to cover, as Marty's having to go defensive a little bit, as Izzo, does he send the move down the inside of Haras? He does. I think Haras was going to fight that too much. Medi's sort of now getting caught as we've got a few going wide at the back, Coolboy and Mertz. As we go up to turn 4. And it's all pretty stable. Bompton obviously right behind Medi. We got one of the Red Bulls running a little bit wide. That was Battle Cat. Just behind Coolboy. And Sam's got a lot of pace. He's closed into Nato quite quickly. Unfortunately, he's going to get shuffled back when he makes his drive through. Getting very close to the back of the Aston Martin there. As we see the long shot down the back straight. As Sam gets the move done on Nato down the inside and gets it done. As Medi finally gets past Haras. Needed to get that, needs to close into the two guys he was battling. But Bompton, surely his teammate won't make it that hard. In saying that, didn't let him through that time.
Sam's got past NATO as well, so he's now got Greedo only in front of him now with that drive-through as well to his name.
Yeah, as Faras does let his teammate through as that
And
looked like
Sam's
a...
in.
Yeah, so he's going to serve his drive-through now. Unfortunately, that's going to send him right down the back and a little bit off the back of this train. So Marty up into P3. Kai's had an issue in the middle
Another
sector.
moment.
So Greedo just flying out in front. As it was a big move as we got the Alpha, and so I think that was Coolboy and Power Aussie. So I think Coolboy missed his braking zone. He was on the inside, so I don't think Aussie would be too happy
He's
about
taking
that.
Aussie out as well.
So no damage at the...
ISO's wheel to wheel with Marty. Sorry to interrupt you there, Scotty. And ISO gets the job done on Marty B there.
Nah, good catch. So Izzo gets it. He's pretty much net leader now. But he has to slide through turn 8. So does Marty have a chance to get back at him? No, not quite. And unfortunately for him, Nato's a little bit too close in front that he'll get these two will get DRS, but Marty's still fairly close. But then you can just see the extra top speed on the Alpha Tauri. So the gap winds a little bit. Parallel Aussie and Coolboy still having their issues. I think Coolboy might have let Parallel Aussie go. So just a little bit messy in a couple of these instances, especially down at turn 1. But great side-by-side battling that we have seen and been able to keep it clean. As we do get the sound bug again, unfortunately, so apologies.
Yeah, we've got ISO now making a move on the inside of NATO. As he goes down the inside and into P2 he goes, but that will be P1 for him once these Aston Martin boys just come in for their stop.
Yeah, and that's just the difference with the fresh tyres. That 8 laps younger, hard tyres, and you can just see how much more grip that they have. As we've got a battle for Mertz and the Battle Cat. So Battle Cat goes up the inside. There's a little bit of contact. Mertz just hits the back of the Red Bull, but Battle Cat holds and moves up into P7 as Coolboy pits and quits, unfortunately. So not sure if Karama will be too happy about that. Might have picked up a little bit more damage than what we might have been able to tell if he's got rear wing or a side pod. But it was a big hit down at turn 1. So we've lost our third driver of the night. So we've lost a Alfa Romeo, a Williams and a McLaren. As we've got Lane Santa moving up the inside, working his way back through the field after his moment that he had at turn 3 earlier on in the race. So he's up in a P9, and there's still 2 guys in front of him to box, so it's a net P7 for him. It's just whether or not the 2 Astons can sort of make their way through this field with brand new medium tyres. But Bompton, that got close to Bompton as I switched to the onboard of the Mercedes. That got close to Marty B, so Bompton's got pace. He sort of made a mistake in quali and crashed out halfway through, but does he send a move down the inside? He's not going to. He's still got 13 laps to go, 14 laps to go, so he doesn't have to do anything too risky. He does know that Izzo will be the race leader when these guys come in, and he can see that we're in a bit of a DRS train as Kai's had another moment. Yeah, out of 13. So
I think what these Aston Martin boys are planning here, they're planning on running these hard as long as possible and seeing if they can make the softs work together this race here, doing a hard soft strategy, because we all know how well softs can run around Bahrain.
Yeah, either that or possibly another safety car if they can, but it's sort of like the walls aren't that far in some aspects or in some areas of the track, but then in others, we've seen people lose it, but just keep it out of the wall. So he's going to need a little bit of luck and a little bit luck of a massive lose like we saw Blue Dog have that caused the first safety car.
Yeah.
But the field is sort of spread out in the midfield, but it's definitely this pack up front. NATO just trying to hold on, but you can just tell Marty's a lot more confident as well as Bompton through these corners. So it won't be too much longer before I reckon we get a change for the top 3. And Marty's sort of got to get a bit of a move on because Izzo's getting away and NATO BM won't have DRS. So this is Marty's chance as the Aston actually comes into the pit lane. So, yeah, won't be going softs. He'll be going onto the medium tyres. But as we got Bompton as well, he said to move down the inside. As we got a Haas in the we got a Haas in the background on the grass. So there must have been contact, maybe with Shadow, but surely Mertz has picked up wing damage. That was looked like a big hit in the background. But these two are battling.
It looks like his wing's all in place.
All in place.
Looks like he's still got his entire wing.
Yes, they're still going side by side, but yeah, not an area where you think you'd see a Haas or any particular car on the grass down the front straight. So not exactly sure what happened there, but he's in front of Shadow now, so he's up into P8. But he's got to take those mediums. Still a long way left in this race. They're going to go 20 laps, and I'm not sure if you can get them there. But Mert's up into P8. He might be doing a double medium or go a medium soft. But as I sort of called Bompton getting past Marty. So Bompton...
Yeah, he's now chasing down at ISO for that race lead.
Yeah.
Kaya's had another moment here. He's having an absolute shocker of a race here.
Well, he needs 2 more DNFs and he can actually pick up a point. Oh no, I can't remember if fastest lap is for for anybody or just the top 10. We'll have to double check with that, but he just needs to finish and he can pick up possibly a point. If he keeps going, as Bompton has a bit of a lose, but Marty was a little bit too far back.
Just to answer your question there, Scotty, fastest lap is for top 10 finish only.
Yes. Alright, thank you. As ads, very much appreciate the sub. Your boy's not looking too bad. Medi in P5. A-Dog's had a little bit of... A-Dog hasn't gone too bad, but that safety car sort of hasn't worked for him, so he's down in P16, but on a brand new set of medium tyres. As Bompton's getting really, really close.
He's had a massive moment.
He tried to get the run. Yeah, he tried to get the run on the inside of Bompton, but just a little bit too hard on the accelerator, and unfortunately, he's got to drop behind his teammate as well. So Bompton, he's sort of been to top 3 here. So got to sort of watch.
He's taking forever to get out of that spot as well.
Yeah, he's obviously being careful because the field was so close. Yeah. So unfortunately, he drops back down to P14. Sam's back into P12. He's not too far away from the top 10, but obviously a long way off where he should be. He's still got probably 3 drivers to come in and box. But yeah, Sam will sort of be annoyed. So a few missed opportunities here as we got Shadow and Mertz still fighting. So these two are having a good little scrap. I think Mertz's mediums are just starting to go off, unfortunately. Because they're 9-10 laps. The hards seeming look like the better tyres. Bompton's moved down to P15. So just try to get his tyres back into the working range. And NATO gets past Bompton. So looking good. Battlecat, we sort of said nothing of him, but he's up into P5 and looking for the move on Medi down the outside. And he moves up into P4, and that was a clean move for the Red Bull driver. So he's only 1 position away from a podium, and Greedo will be that position that drops when he does make his pit stop, and he is only 2.7 seconds up the road from these guys. So I don't, honestly, unless it's a safety car, I don't see him making up 20 seconds on a set of medium tyres on these lot. I think it'll just be a little bit too hard.
Well, he's getting that wing changed.
Bompton, yeah. It didn't look like a lot, but yeah, unfortunately, he drops down to P16. He's gonna go set of soft tyres to the end. Maybe try and nab fastest lap. But yeah, super unfortunate there. As Gredo, I think, just starting to lose a little bit of time now to these guys on the fresher hards. I think he's just starting to get to that point where he's just sliding all over the place, just out of the corners.
Gredo's still on 18 lap old hard at the moment. He's still yet to pit, so he's really running these hards very long here.
Yes, Broseph and Taras hasn't made his stop yet either, and Broseph on 14 lap old medium, so he'd be struggling, I reckon, on those as well. As you got Sam, we know he's got a lot of pace, so watch for him to potentially make a move on, if not one, but both of these guys. Oh, he goes the outside.
He's got the fast lap as well, so there'll be an extra point for Williams there if he can get both these boys.
Yeah, you'll have DRS. He tried the move at the second last corner, not quite. So we've got Broseph going on Harass. Can Sam get past Harass as Nato sets the fastest lap? So obviously those fresh mediums coming into play. Sam moves up into
Myrtle and Shadow are battling as well at the moment as we speak.
they're still...
As well as Sam and them.
Yeah, so side by side again through turn 4 between these two. Shadow taking the outside line. And it just gives him enough confidence. But Mertz actually had a better run through there, surprisingly. So Mertz takes P7 again. Yeah, Greto's lost up the front. Greto's lost 3/10 this lap. So those hards really starting to wear. So he's hoping for a safety car, but I think he's got to come in and box. It'll be a set of soft tyres, I'd imagine. But yeah, he's just losing time now. So if he's not careful, I think he's going to come out P13 because the gaps aren't that big between the drivers. So we were thinking Aston Martin double podium. They might not even be in the top 10 at this rate.
Yeah, exactly right. Those Aston Martins have gone from strong to poor in a matter of laps, to be honest with you.
Yeah, exactly.
Not looking good for him now, but we'll see where Grito can come out of that. Yeah.
Exactly right, but we'll follow this Marty Izoskits battle because it will be for the race lead and it's only half a second between the two. Battle Cat really closing up on Medi.
A little moment there.
As we go, Shadow and Mertz once again battling through this particular corner, and Mertz has just turned Shadow. So there was, I was reading a little bit of the chat ad saying, do you want to sign Shadow over Coolboy? That definitely wasn't Shadow's fault, and Mertz, I think, will be in a little bit of trouble for that hit, and he's got front wing damage as well. So Shadow won't be too happy as he's still sort of fighting between these guys. And he just won't have any, he just will not have the downforce in this section of the track. Bompton's fastest lap, and he goes off the track as well. Oh, unlucky for Shadow. It would have been good points for Alpha and May. He would have gone to the end, so it would have been a top 10. So unfortunately, and that's a hit from I think Harass on the back of Mertz. So a little bit messy this last half lap. And yeah, you just feel bad for Shadow. He's still running. He'll still pick up a couple of points if he can keep going. As
Sam up in the 8th as well here.
Yeah, he sort of benefited from that little scrobble. Problem is he's a little bit too far back. He's about, once he gets past Aussie, which I reckon he will. Oh, and that was Mertz having a big slide and nearly runs into the side of Harass.
Oh no, they've just got Grito's in the pits. I was just going to say, Marty's about to flip out. Grito's in the pits. We'll see where he comes out now.
He's going to come out probably in this battle, which he probably doesn't want, to be perfectly honest, with how much they're fighting. But Mertz does come in as Sam does get parallel Aussie. So Sam up into P6, so good recovery. Yeah, good recovery from him. Problem is he's got 8 seconds to the car in front. So if anything, I think P6 is going to be the best that the Williams can do. But still,
down into 12th behind his teammate now as well.
I said about P12, P13 that he'll come out, so he's got a lot of work on those soft tyres. But in saying that, he's very close. So I'd say P6 is probably his range as well if he can get past Sam on those brand new set of softs.
Yeah, he's got to get past everyone in front of him first, though.
Yeah, exactly right. And yeah, good point, quite. Nato, obviously, he benefited quite a bit. He was behind his teammate, but he's now up into P9, and he's right on the back of Broseph, who's 17 laps on those mediums, so they must be screaming out as well. As he gets a lot better traction with acceleration out of turn 10, tries to go the inside. Broseph just leaves him enough room, but you'd imagine the Aston Martin would have so much more traction up the hill, and does, so moves up himself into P8. So again, it's going to be this battle for P6 because the top 5 are sort of in their own battle.
Down the inside of Gordo at turn 13, and Harass has had a big moment. He's up into the top 10 just like that.
Yeah, and you sort of see his tyres are 21 laps old, so they're feeling very nasty on his car. So I'd imagine he will be in for a fresh set of soft tyres, I reckon. Yes, and he's in. So 7 laps to go for himself on a set of soft tyres. Back towards the front. Marty has lost to DRS, so Izzo looking good for an AlphaTauri win. in Tier 2. Marty's still looking really good in the Battle Cat. This has got to be an explosive battle. Battle Cat and Medi for the final podium spot. These two have been changing positions the last couple as Greedo on those soft tyres gets past Broseph.
Santa as well. Santa's not too far back from them either.
Yeah,
He could end up in this battle if these two fight it out hard enough.
Yeah, exactly right. And he only needs those two to have a slight bit of contact. Both of them sort of running wide. That he's right into the back of this. But great job from both AlphaTauris. P1, P5. Great points from the Tier 2 side of things. As Aussie gets passed by NATO and also gets passed by Greedo. As it gives me a shocking camera angle change. But Greedo gets the job done, so both Aston Martins up in the P7, P8, and don't be surprised if Greedo gets the move straight past NATO down this straight. As Medi's sort of had an issue as well, he's dropped out of DRS as well, so Medi had a bit of a moment, and Greedo does get past his teammate. And I think Greedo did get DRS. He did.
Yeah, he did.
Yep, so both Astons get DRS, so that helped them a bit as Bompton's had another spin. So he's down in the P16. So at the moment, Mercedes only scoring with one car when they were both looking quite good early on.
As the other car falls to the bottom of the points here.
Yeah, so it's only 1 point, unfortunately, at the moment. As Sam and Greedo fighting, I changed just as they were fighting as there's a little bit of side contact and that's Sam around. So Sam in P9. So side contact turns Sam. I think he'll be too happy with that as he's sort of stuck in the...
He is stuck.
I don't know if he's stuck. He's not exactly...
Yeah,
he's
trying to...
No, he's trying to find reverse. Yeah, he's got reverse now. But I think there'll be frustration. That was a potential podium tonight, but the drive-through put him in this position. And then, yeah, that contact with Greedo sealed it, but would have been good for at least P6 for Williams. And unfortunately, Sam, he's got the final point, and with Bompton and Kaya so far back, Sam can at least score a point. So hopefully
I want to tell the Aston Martin TP to stop spinning the drivers.
Yeah, that's true too. Yeah, there's a few reports. There was a lot more reports for Tier 3 than what I thought, so there might be a few more reports for Tier 2 as well.
Yeah,
but Greedo, yeah, but Greedo, I wouldn't actually write Greedo out here. 6 seconds off of Elaine Santa, who's actually caught the back of Medi. So Medi's the one in this 3rd, 4th, 5th battle that's sort of struggling a little bit. So Battle Cat's got, yeah, Battle Cat's got good tyre wear. The setup that he's using, he felt fairly stable. Having talking with him earlier, so he's picked a stable setup and he's actually looking really good in P3 and nearly got the gap out to 2 seconds. Same as Izzo over Marty, 2.5 seconds. So I think this win might be the bad. They've just got to keep it within track limits, and we haven't actually seen a track limits penalty yet as well. So great job from all the guys. As Greedo has actually made up 1.4 seconds just on this half lap. So I'd say Greedo's not out of it, but hopefully he just can't quite catch, because I want a Red Bull in P3. I'm praying I'm not jinxing myself.
Commentator's curse.
Yeah, commentator's curse. I'd rather not. We saw, I don't know how many, we lost count how many we saw last night. So
yeah, there was so many last night.
But yeah, this is the battle to watch. Lane Santa and Medi for P4. So you can just see Medi's just struggling a little bit. He's not happy with the old hards at the moment, as Coolboy's left the session. Unfortunate for him. He looked good front row start. Just a couple of little incidents that he got caught up in. Yeah, Greedo made 2.3 seconds that last lap. So these two have got to be careful, but this is a good chance for Elaine Santa. Does he send the move down the inside? No, he's going to hold off as Kai finds himself off the track as well. Got to be a little bit careful about rejoining because he's near the leaders. As we should see the Red Bull, yeah, we can see it on the right-hand side. So he'll be a lap down. Currently elite in P17, so top 5 get through. So Greedo 2.3 seconds now. Not going to take too long to get to the back of these guys, so I'm interested to see how his tyres are still holding up. As we head around turn 11. Yeah, Kai just doing the right thing, getting out of the way, being his lap car, so he's more than happy. Gone 24 laps on those set of hards as well, so they'd be pretty much dead.
We do have the race leader, so he's up 11 places as it stands. So he's made up a lot of places. He's having a very good race here, and Marty's up 6, and your driver Cat, he's up 8 as well. So that top 3 have all gained a fair amount of places, and Alan Senna's lagging all over the place there. It looked like he was about to take out Medi. But Medi's tapped to the back of Alan.
Yeah, and he picks up a 3-second time penalty to boot as well, so Greedo's licking his lips. That's the soft tyre grip as well coming out of turn 3, so he gets to move up 1 car, so now it's Medi, and the Battle Cat's only 3 seconds up the road if he gets past Medi, so I'm fingers crossed that Medi can hold up Greedo for as long as possible, please.
Watching that, I think Santa will potentially get that 3-second remove, because I believe Medi gave him a little
Greedo sends the move down the inside. But he goes deep, but gets the job done.
Yes, Greedo's up in deep water.
Greedo's got 3.5 seconds in 2.5 laps. Can he do it as Medi gets quite close? He's got no battery, Greedo. So Medi goes down the inside. Greedo will have more grip through turn 11 and holds the position. So Greedo, 3 seconds now. In 2 laps. The way he's been going, he'll get the job done. But it's been moved down the front straight. So 2 laps left to go. It's going to be close as Elaine and Medi are now going to fight for it the second time. Medi goes too deep out of the final corner. So watch Elaine Santa. He'll get the move more easily done, I reckon, this time by, but he won't be appreciative of that 3-second and the hit that he received.
Yeah, I think that 3-second will get removed there. All going well for Alan, because I believe he got a little bump in the back from Medi coming into turn 1, which pushed him a little wide, so potentially he may get that 3-second removed.
Exactly right, but Greedo, he's claimed 8 tenths. So
what I found interesting with Greedo just then, sorry Scotty, was into turn 1 he put himself down into first gear, which is a very interesting choice of gear for any corner really.
Yeah, exactly. You don't really see first gear except for the hairpin at Monaco, I'd imagine. And
yeah, that's about it.
Yeah, so you wouldn't see it much else than that, but you can just see 1.4 seconds. Bite me nails here. Is it Greedo or is it the Battle Cat?
I've got to say, I think I got my money on Greedo here. He's
I think
really chased him.
I hate to admit it, but I think Greedo's got the pace, unfortunately. As
Greedo's
he's got
going to have DRS down the home straight.
Yeah, he's got so much more grip, but he's got no battery, so it's got to be a last lap. Izzo is starting the last lap now. So Bompton picks up.
Cat doesn't have any. Yeah, go.
Sorry, Bompton picks up a 3-second time penalty. Marty's 4 seconds off. So it's the Battle Cat v Greedo for the final podium spot. So
both of them with no ERS either at this point.
Exactly right. So this is going to be the fight that we want to see.
Right, down into first there for Greedo.
You can just see how much more grip he's got through here. DRS for Greedo. As we make our way up to turn 4, is it going to be enough? No, but he closes right up, and we know he likes to send a bit of a move down at turn 8. So Battle Cat's got to go through these sequence of corners quite nicely. He does that. Greedo's a little bit too far back, and he's got to be a little bit careful. Oh, Battle Cat has a bit of a moment. I was going to say he might have been close enough to the Ferrari's DRS, but not quite. So Greedo, he just needs to focus on his exit. He does get it, and unfortunately, Battle Cat's exit wasn't too bad. but he's going to have to defend the inside line. Greedo, can he hang it around the outside? A little bit of side contact. As we go side by side, Greedo will have the better run through the outside, and Greedo takes P3. Can Battlecat possibly get him down the final corner? But I think it's going to be a little bit too much as Battlecat goes wide. As Kai picks up a 10-second time penalty, sort of getting out of the way. But I'm going to go on board with Izzo Skits because he has pretty much led the way from the second half of this race. And it will be AlphaTauri that wins the first race of Tier 2. Marty holds on to a great P2, and then Greedo. Great moves in the final few laps, and he will finish on the podium in P3. Battlecat, unfortunately, P4. Medi just beats Elaine Sander to the line, but I think that 3-second penalty cost him. NATO in P7, Aussie in P8, Gordo in P9, and Broseph will finish in P10, so it will be a double top 10 scoring positions for the Ferrari. So as we take a little bit of a breather, Shadow. Great job from him. He after his incident down at turn 1, that's still good points for Alfa Romeo. Karama will be happy about Shadow doing that. A-Dog finishes 12th, Harass P13. Mertz, unfortunately, that same collision with Shadow sent him down into P14, and then Sam, that little bit of contact with Greedo. He puts on a set of soft tyres. He will finish in the points.
When you think about it in the end, Scotty, I think Cat may potentially pull that P3 depending on how that incident goes with Greedo and Sam in the end there.
Actually, that's a good point. But I don't think I saw Greedo do anything else. I don't think I saw Izzo or Marty B do anything wrong too. So hopefully it doesn't. For me personally, hopefully sneaky pen for Greedo will be fine. But I think looking at it from the far shot, I think it's just side-by-side contact. I'd have to look at the footage. But I think the top 3 are deserving. Battlecat would have been also deserving as well. But I think as we have a look at the podium, Izzo Skits, I don't think he didn't do anything wrong. He made the moves on Marty B and on Medi not long after that safety car restart, and that was a fantastic job from him, and sort of just managed the margin. He sort of gapped away a little bit. I think Marty's tyres were just sort of falling off, but yeah, great job from all 3 of the drivers on the podium. So 3 different constructors on the podium as well. So we've had a Haas win Tier 3 and now an AlphaTauri from P12 on the grid. Izzo, fantastic job. He boxed under the safety car and he wins the first round at Bahrain. Marty and Greedo, they find themselves on the podium as well. Battlecat from P11 just misses out with the overtake from Greedo on the outside at turn 11. Medi, Elaine Santa, great job from those 2. Bit of contact towards the end, but great battle between those 2. Nato Bien, sort of on the same strategy as Greedo. He comes home P7. Aussie had an issue with Coolboy mid-race, finishes P8. Gordo and Brosa finished 9th and 10th. And then Shadow, A-Dog, Harass, Mertz, and then Sam. He does claim a final point, but it'd be a race to sort of forget for Sam. Bompton as well, he was sort of in contention. He gets fastest lap, 31.553. And then Kaio was the final finisher. He had it was a bit of a mare of a race, but finishes in P17. And then Coolboy, Blue Dog, Mercy. They were your 3 DNFers from our grid of 20.
Yeah. Very interesting race in the end there, Scotty.
Yeah, that was fantastic racing all the way along through there. As I said, great battles and just the excitement at the end there. With I didn't think Greedo had enough to catch, but he just got the move done on the last lap. It pretty much nearly in the last sector too. So as we wait to be joined by our 3 podium getters.
We've got 3rd and 2nd in here at the moment.
3rd and 2nd. So while we wait for Izzo, if you want to just send him a message in the Discord to get him in, as he has joined. So we've got all 3. So we'll start with our 3rd place getter, Greedo. Great job from you, pole position. Not by a lot from Coolboy, but got the jump on the start, but then sort of got screwed over a little bit by the safety car, but finished fast and just nabbing P3 on that last lap. How was sort of the race from your point of view and sort of the different emotions you were sort of feeling.
Oh, the race was great up until lap 9 when we got that safety car. Was a little bit delayed with it, but Sam passed me just as it came out, and I don't know if you've seen the Shane Van Gisbergen and Anton De Pasquale, but I thought I'd do the same thing, and it ended up giving him a drive through, which was quite good for my teammate at that stage. And then it was kind of just trying to build a gap after the safety car, and the softs were brilliant. I just needed another lap or two to get in the P2.
Yeah, it seemed like those hard tyres were obviously falling off, but when you came out, I think you were P12, P13 at the time. Did you honestly think that you could get up to the podiums again with those soft tyres?
I didn't think so, but once I got past my teammate, I knew I definitely had the speed in the car, and it was just hoping the tyres would stay on, which they did. And it was like the car felt great. I just wish I maybe had made the gamble to go to the softs a lap or two earlier. But hey, it's what it is. I'll take P3. I just know it was the fastest car out on track.
Yeah, I was probably going to say, Aston looked really strong. That must be also impressive as well, that you've got quite a strong tier 2 pairing between yourself and NATO. So I reckon we'll see much more to come throughout the season from you two.
Yeah, definitely. It was quite a good race from both of us. Just that safety car, if it didn't come out, it was probably a 1-2 for us. And it was a risk going the hard to start with, but it happens. We'll be right.
Exactly right. And as we've only seen one safety car from tier 2 and no safety cars in tier 3, so I think it was a fair gamble to play, but obviously just unfortunate that it was the perfect time for the medium runners. But big congratulations to finish P3 in the end, and can't wait to see you next week.
Yep, all right. Thank you, lads. So, yeah, it was good.
No worries.
Good race, mate.
Yeah, good race. Powers, do you want to have a chat with our P2 getter?
Ken, Marty B.
Marty B, baby!
Marty
Marty B! Marty B, yeah, bro. Oh my god. Did anybody see this coming? Probably not. Let's be honest. Dude, what a race that was. That safety car really, really worked for me. I was right at the pit entry when it came out, so I basically went over the line a wee bit, I think, but just shot in, worked out really well. The hards did start to go off towards the end, if I'm honest. Couldn't keep up with ISO. He was rapid in a straight line. But and then of course Greedo on the softs behind me, because I'd battle kept breathing down my neck for a while, and I just managed to keep sort of 1.5 to 2 second gap on him, and then all of a sudden, a couple of laps to go, there's Greedo on the soft, and I almost had to change my pants there a couple of times, but other than that, man, shout out to the boys, shout out to Sammy, all the admin team, shout out to Broseph, the best TP in the world, shout out to Battlecat. I really thought he was going to get me, but just fantastic, absolutely through the roof. That's amazing.
Yeah, it was a good race from you, Marty. P2 in the end, up 6 places, but I mean, I didn't really expect to see you up on that podium from the qualifying, but I mean, it was a cracking race. Anything could happen once that safety car came out, and you prevailed in the end and pulled out a P2.
Yep, 100%. Best race of my life. Super stoked. Cheers, boys.
Got anything to add to that, Scotty? Or?
No, as I said, obviously played the strategy quite well, and you had a really good battle with Medi and Iso in the first half of the race too, that you're sort of having a great battle, and fairly clean from what we saw on stream too. So how was that sort of fight with the heavier fuel?
It wasn't too bad. Medi seemed to be a little bit slower in a straight line. He must be running a bit more downforce. He sort of got me in the first sector, and then middle sector, certainly after turn 10. I think I had the aid of DRS a few times there. I managed to pull out of that 1 second, so that was a bit of a relief. But yeah, some good battles, good clean racing from what I saw, and everybody left plenty of space. So just what a fantastic race.
Exactly right. And yeah, big congrats on you for P2, and obviously Brosa finishing in P10, so double top 10 for Ferrari. So good way to start off your season.
Absolutely, mate. Cheers.
All right. Cheers. And now P1 from 12th on the grid. Isoskits, or Isoskits, however you pronounce it. Apologies if I did say it wrong. But grabbing AlphaTauri's first win of the season. Did you actually see that one coming?
No. Bahrain is by far my worst track, so no, I did not see that one coming. Hence the fact I qualified pretty far back. You probably could have told by about, I think it's turn 7 coming down to turn 8. My car was sideways probably like 5-6 times.
Yeah, I think you were probably the one that I noticed that had the most slides out of everyone that I think we saw, especially turn 8. Out of turn 8, you were just sliding the car, I think, nearly every lap there. But pace seemed good, and then obviously you got the strategy call right, starting on the mediums, then safety car going on to the hards. And again, your view on the nice battle that you had with Marty and Medi as well.
Yeah, the safety car I think came out as I was coming around the final corner, so yeah, that was good. I got told by the tier 3 drivers that hards weren't the way, but once I got on them mediums were a death wish. Once I got on them hards, yeah, I just took off, and Marty B was there, and I was scared, and then I just got one sector right, and then I just took off, and then on that, I think it was lap 28, I got one lap of fuel left, so I was kind of scared on that last lap, so I just kind of sat off for the first part of it and then just pushed on the last part.
Yeah, exactly. And it seemed like you were able to manage your tyres a little better. Marty, you sort of were struggling in those last few laps, sort of just using your clean air to your advantage and just sort of pacing. Obviously, you had to worry a little bit about fuel in the end there, but sort of just managing your tyres and stuff.
Yeah, the tyres, I'm surprised they held on it. I think they were about, 60%, so yeah, to keep pushing like that is pretty good.
Yeah, exactly right. Obviously, Saudi next week, thinking you can carry this form over. Obviously, sort of a completely different track, high speed, walls very much closer to the track. How are you feeling for next week?
Oh, well, somehow I managed to find a wall in Qatar and Bahrain, so hopefully we can keep it away from the walls. Yeah, but I'm looking forward to it. Last time I raced there was, I think, season 3, and yeah, won by 20 seconds in tier 3, so pretty confident.
Yeah, but just finally, good pairing for AlphaTauri, yourself and Elaine Santa. He had good pace, just had a couple of incidents in that race. I can't quite remember where he finished. I think he finished bottom end of the 10, but another strong
P6 after his penalty.
Oh, that's right, P6. But yeah, another strong pairing for AlphaTauri, so you must be confident going into the season as well.
Yeah. AlphaTauri's picked up a lot of good drivers, but yeah, it's unfortunate for him. I hope he gets rid of it because I think he did get hit off track, and that's what got him the penalty. So hopefully he gets that removed, and yeah, we carry on to next weekend.
Yeah, exactly right. But again, big congratulations to you, first winner of Tier 2 for Season 5. So big congratulations.
Cheers, boys.
All right, and that will just about do it for Tier 2. Powers, thank you very much for joining me. Obviously, safety car sort of mixed it up, but we had great battling throughout the entire field at that point, at a few stages in that race, and I think a deserving top 3.
Yeah, 100%. It was a very good race, very entertaining race to watch, especially after that safety car. We had a few battles going on for that podium and then the top 5 as well, but it was a very entertaining race to watch in the end there.
Yeah, exactly right. And everybody at home, thank you very much for watching as well. I think we hit a max viewing point of 45, so big thank you for everyone watching the opening round of Inters. So 2 tiers are done. We've got 1 left to go, and that's Tier 1. It's the Quick Boys on Sunday afternoon at 5 p.m. So exactly the same time slot as last season. So we'll see if Prince can go back to back with the back to back to back. But yeah, he will be quite the favourite. But we know how well a couple of the other boys have done. KLX, obviously, we'll see if he can challenge all the way through. And then obviously we've got Verk moving up. Aussie 2K Goat moving up from Tier 2 as well, so it's going to be a stacked grid. So can't wait for tomorrow night. that would be all. I've been Scotty, he's been Powers. Thank you very much for joining, and we'll see you tomorrow afternoon for Tier 1 around Bahrain. So until then, we'll catch you next time.